Welcome to Right in the Middle, where we talk about nothing, something, and everything. Number one podcast in your heart. Open it up and let us in. We're here for you, people. And today we have one of the greatest upcoming podcasts. I love watch it daily, weekly, whenever it's out. I'm there. One of my friends from a long time, Alex G. What's good, brother?
How we doing, brother? I appreciate that intro. You're the man, dude. I appreciate you.
Hey, aka lawyer,
That's
aka
it.
fucking savant, aka fucking look. If you need information, if you want to open your mind, if you want to rethink, you need to go check out the Rethink Tank podcast. You know what? Don't even go check out just the podcast on YouTube. Go to the website, and then you find everything. And you can go into the Discourse and get in conversation directly with Alex and other people from the Rethink Tank podcast. So make sure link would be in the description. So make sure y'all go check that out. Alex, how you doing, my friend?
I appreciate you, brother, and you are on a roll, man. I love watching you and watching the development and just the evolution of the brand. I got my pack of papers in the mail, and I've just been loving cheering you on the entire way, man. This has been great. And it's fine. Here's the beauty in it, dude. I love good people getting at the helm because everybody's got an agenda and everybody's, just I don't know, fueled by anger, and there's such a relief in anything, everything, and dude, just having somebody that's just there's no agenda, just here to love. Like, hey, that's your Jamaican root. Just love, baby. Like, why don't we do that?
Well, a lot of things is not that serious in life.
Nothing is.
Make it serious, especially in this climate in the world.
If I could suggest anything to any listener, it's that they need to go take a trip to Jamaica. Then you will go to an island of like the kindest human beings. That if I could say there was one takeaway from Jamaica, it was every person, whether it was, the boat captain to, the restaurant, chef, servers, every human being was just the kindest, which is rare.
Okay. We appreciate that. One thing I could say about Jamaicans in Jamaica as a people, like,
facts.
Majority of us leave our problems at home when they are working in Jamaican stuff, especially in like tourism industry. They try to make anyone that comes to Jamaica welcome. Even if you go out in the street, you're not familiar, they treat you like a neighbor. They act like they know you from a year. So it's just part of the lifestyle, man. But you get up with beautiful weather every freaking day and just have to survive, man. So there's a lot more serious things in life.
Snow.
No, there's a lot more serious things in life that just gotta enjoy the little things.
100%.
And I can say people do that in Jamaica. I can't say that. But
before you move on from that, you reminded me of they don't really do it anymore, but Jimmy John's always used to have this kind of like story on the wall, and the story was about how a businessman walked up on a fisherman, and the fisherman was kind of lounging on the beach, and he goes, the fisherman goes, so asking him about his job, what do you do all day? And he's like, well, I work 10 to 14 hours a day. I barely get to see my family, but like I make a lot of great money, and the whole goal is like one day I want to be able to make all my money and be able to nestle myself away in a comfortable retirement, buy myself kind of a nice fishing shack and a nice fishing boat just so I could retire to go fishing. The fisherman kind of looked at him and was like, and then he goes like, so what do you do all day? And he goes, well, I have my own, reasonable shack right here, comfortable living. I go fishing all day, and I just enjoy being alive. And it's more of a sentiment to like live in the present. And we're always living for like this oasis in the future. And sometimes that oasis in the future
don't happen.
Right? It may not even happen. But even more so, like, it's something that, sitting around a campfire, like, guess what? You don't need to go to law school and become the next judge and break your back building this huge professional career to have a nice, fire patio and just kick it with your friends. So some of the times the most important and priceless things in our life are free.
It's very free, and a lot of it is not that far reach. It's just
Boom.
all about your perspective, how you're looking
Facts.
at it. Like I found myself for the past month looking at like just my word being perspective. I don't know why it just hit me. Like I usually focus on different angles and stuff, but like recently I'm really deep in that of perspective because I get told I'm taking stuff the wrong way a lot. So
Okay.
it can't be everyone. You know what I mean?
Right.
It got to be some part of me. So I took that. That's what life is about. It may
That
be
is,
raining
that-
outside, and I think it's damn, it's shitty. And you look at it as like, damn, my plants are getting watered. It's a great day. You know what I mean? It's just simple stuff.
Well, dude, it's crazy now that I have this. I've been in school my entire life, and now I finally have like a 8-hour job. And what it has done for me is highlighted like what really has an effect on my happiness, or like what really matters to me. Anytime people go like, "Hey, how's it going today?" I've picked up on the trend where like every time I'm like, "Hey, the sun's out. It's a great day. It's a great day." Like my happiness is just tethered to the sun and the weather, and like, is it a good day? Like it just. And then what's funny is even when it's a crummy day, like it's rainy, it's like, well, the sun's not out, but hey, we're gonna make the best of it.
Yeah.
So it's like
it feels good.
It is. It's funny how much like if you keep the bullshit out of your life, stop worrying about who's saying what about you or just all the petty stuff.
Yeah, petty stuff or
and you just focus on your life.
Yeah.
Like the simple things make you so happy. Like just the sun. Oh my goodness. And then you don't get pissed off at some person who's driving like an asshole.
No, you let him go. You let him go by.
Like, whatever.
And you turn up your music.
But then when I'm with my dad, he's like, "I'm gonna kill this guy." You're
nah,
like,
you just chill.
Bro.
Turn up your music and relax. Cruise along. Sometimes you get aggravated, but you gotta catch yourself. Boom. I'm not saying it's easy to be. You can't be perfect. You gotta catch yourself. You gotta check yourself sometimes before you ruin your emotion based off one little incident from the day.
Facts.
But
100%.
So, damn, I had to unzip my the flipping. You've been golfing a lot. Okay, you know what? Let me go back. I got Alex on here because it's Pack House. I can't even speak right now. God damn. My fault. His podcast is, blowing up and I love it. He gave me 3 content this week. Bro, I appreciate those little 30-minute videos, bro. Those are genius clips. And you're so in depth about those. So people go check those 3 clips out real quick. And then you're going to be like, oh shit, I need to watch more. But
I appreciate you.
How did this all start for you? You want to go do podcasts? I have you on because I want to get more to know why into the brain of Alex G.
I appreciate you, dude. So
it's your interview.
That's a great
Let's get it popping.
So where it started for me was again, here's what I've always said. The smartest people in society say that they're stupid because the smart people realize how little they truly know. So I need to just preface with I'm a moron. I 100% recognize I am dumb. But I would listen to Joe Rogan, and who doesn't? I mean, he's amazing. But I'm talking well before he blew up, when he was with Red Band in a basement, just with just him and his pals, with a laptop and a hand.
When none of us was posting Rogan.
Right.
None of us really understand the podcast world.
Bro, through the whole process, you got a comedian with a high school degree. And again, the dude is a genius because he talks to really smart people. I will never take that away from him. But you got a comedian talking about really complex and deep issues that, in my free time as a nerd in debate in high school, I would read for fun. I'm so intrigued by this shit. My degrees are philosophy and political science because I'm obsessed with reading philosophy and all this stuff. And you listen to Joe Rogan and I catch myself just yelling at the radio no, he's pretty dead on, but there's little things where you're just no. And at the period as he was blowing up, He's like, if you think you should be doing this, like if
Mhm.
you think that you could do this and you
Yes.
want to do this, you need to do this.
Yes.
And
That
he's
spoke
like,
to
if
me
you
as
think
well,
I'm
bro.
talking to you, I'm talking to you. And
Yes.
I just took it as a calling. And then you go to law school and it's miserably lonely and competitive and toxic. And so I
Mhm.
needed something that could be my escape
Getaway.
and hobby.
And
But
free
also,
mind,
dude,
yo.
I'll tell you, you're at your highest level of education, and our education system's compromised, man. We got a sissy foot around everybody's feelings and everything else to where, like, it was just so aggravating. I felt muted, you know? Like, again, I'm not saying I got it all figured out, but the fact that one of the sophisticated minds in the room is being silenced because we don't hear from you. You're this is devil talk because you're not preaching the gospel that we are indoctrinating everyone with. So that's what compelled me. Like, I need to get my thoughts out there, and I'm willing to talk to anybody. Let's have a debate. And then ironically, and it was on the tip of my tongue. I want to do this. I got to make the push. And then in 2017, they make the announcement that they're truly considering getting rid of Chief Wahoo. We're going to keep the Indians, but we're considering getting rid of Chief Wahoo. And I go, this is flipping ridiculous. If I don't step up now, like there will be nobody expressing this voice. And here's the worst part about that. Yeah,
Alex, you tell me Chief Wahoo is one of the reasons
100%
that led you to start
that will forever,
a podcast.
Like, dude, if you look at
legendary
mugs and stuff, like the mug I sent
hold
you,
on, I gotta send some legendary.
The main picture is like on the mug that I sent you. I
he was there
very faintly. You could see Chief Wahoo in there.
I see it. Yes,
it's a tip of the hat, dude. Because to Chief Wahoo, that's what started it all. I was like, because here's the deal. I went to Miami of Ohio, right, for school. I went to Miami University.
That was my next question. When did you finish Miami, and when did you start Harrisburg?
So I started Miami. I started in 2012, graduated 2016, and then I started law school in 2017. I took a gap year, and I worked at Sprint and a law firm.
Oh, got you.
They were so drastically different. I'd go to Sprint, and I'd go in, and people would be like, boy, my service sucks. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're at Sprint. What did you expect?
Yes, I got Sprint. I was like,
Sprint.
Yeah. But
so,
yeah.
And then I go, at Miami University is the Miami Red Hawks. They used to be the Miami Redskins. Now, the reason it's even called Miami is after the Miami tribe, which was centralized in southern Ohio. And if you are a descendant of the Miami tribe, you get to go to school there for free.
Isn't Youngstown like that as well?
Yeah, 100%. So if you talk to any person who's a descendant of the Miami tribe, of their opinion of the school's name and the Redskins, every single one I spoke to was like, we loved it. We embraced it. It was named after us. If it wasn't for a bunch of angry liberal white people who got angry on our behalf, we would still let it be that way. So the reason I bring that anecdotal story up is because when I looked at the Chief Wahoo, the first inkling of it, like here's the first domino of a very long train to come. The fact is, if we don't speak up, these people are going to be the only voice we hear.
And it doesn't make sense. It can't be one voice. It can't be just two voices.
Boom. Boom.
It has to be multiple fucking
Ricardo,
voices.
take that point to the ends of the earth.
Bro, we're gonna get in it. We're gonna get it.
We're gonna get in it. We are not red. We are purple. And they are forcing us into binary boxes. We have to be red or blue. And if you don't designate yourself to a team, then you're the bad guy.
Bad guy, yes.
If you don't say you're on my team, then you're on no team and you're a bad guy.
Let's get back. Oh, I know, Alex. We're gonna get into it because bro, as I said, I listen to your podcast over and over. So I'm trying to pick your fucking brain apart, brother. So Chief Wahoo, and you get into the podcasting and stuff.
And dude, it's been a crazy evolution.
So what was your first episode what
Dude,
was
the
it focused
first
around?
episode,
I just started it with your friend.
I
and
tag teamed
he-
with a kid,
Yeah,
and the reason we didn't do it
he's from
after the
Pittsburgh,
third
right?
episode, it was like our fourth episode in. So we did 3 episodes together. Fourth episode
Wasn't
in.
that? Sorry, but wasn't that kid from Pittsburgh or something? Because
Yeah,
I
he was
just
from
watched it this
Harrisburg.
week.
We went to school
Yeah.
together, and
Yup.
the benefit to that was he helped me like get like finally the Chief Wahoo thing happened. I got to make this happen, and he had mentioned to me he was staying at like a family friend's house that lived in Harrisburg. He was staying with them in their basement. He goes, they have a podcast room. Their podcast room, dude, was literally laughable. To see like where I started. It was in some foreign person, like to me, foreign person's home. And we are in a closet in their basement. They have like 2 blankets nailed to the walls, but they had this super nice, sharp microphone. And they only did audio. So I am nailing my iPhone to the wall to film us in a closet. And it was just wild.
Do you still have those footage?
Oh yeah, dude! Episode 1, go check
you gotta
it
let
out.
some
You can see
bloopers
the
out.
Closet too, but then
wait, I didn't see that episode with the closet.
Oh, dude, go to because you gotta listen. Even as a content creator, juvenile, I gotta.
You had it.
I was able to make a closet look like a
It
place.
was closed in and like a table.
Yeah.
Blank wall. I thought you had like a stabilizer of that sort.
Yeah, dude, it looks. We made a closet work. And so the reason it broke off between me and his name's Kyle, the reason it broke off between me and Kyle was we did like 3 episodes. And what kills me is like the whole point of the podcast is to be vulnerable, man. Put your ideas out there. And if they're a bad idea, the point is to have your mind changed. Like put your bad idea out there. So hopefully, we can liberate you from your ignorance.
Willing to change. Yeah, willing to change.
We want to liberate you from your ignorance.
As you always say, open. What do you always say? Open discourse.
We need an open discourse, baby.
I love it.
And,
always.
So
I need that on a t-shirt, bro.
Kyle, we would prep our topics like, hey, this is what we want to talk about. And we'd go talk. And he would totally flip, dude. Like the fear they have instilled in us for cancellation and all of this, you don't want to get caught. You'll never get to host the Grammys if you tweet something about smashing a dollhouse on your kid's head. So you tiptoe.
They want perfect robots, bro.
Exactly. So this kid, I hated talking to him because he would be a totally different person the second we started. And so by the 4th episode, we brought in a guy who went to our law school. He did firearm training. So if you wanted to get your license, he trained you, and he was like a firearm expert. He also was a firefighter and paramedic, and his father was the chief of police. There was just in 2017, there was just a major school shooting. So I'm psyched. I hyped it up all over the social media.
That's juice. That's juice.
We're gonna bring Wayne in, and we're gonna talk about the super sensitive subject because it's extremely pertinent right now.
Yeah.
And again, you're not gonna solve the school shooting problem by taking guns. Before having just a conversation, like we need to have a free, borderless conversation about a very sensitive subject. We bring Wayne in. We have a deep conversation, and because he had the better iPhone, so he filmed it, and so the audio was on my computer. He had the video. He held it hostage, dude. I won't send it to you because it's gonna cancel me, dude. I'm not gonna get it. And all we did was talk about like guns and guns rights. It's not like we were sitting there saying, ignorant, hateful. So it was like all we did was talk about a very legitimate black and white. This is black letter law. Let's just talk about guns.
Certain opinions or facts.
Right.
So, just speak open discourse.
Right. There was no connotations. No.
Is that when he came up with open discourse?
Well, that was what open discourse is kind of more of like a projection of like debate. Debate, it is a free, untethered conveperson of like, let's talk this out. But I have to freely allow you to hold whatever
First person that bring it personal loses.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. But not even that. Now you're not doing it. You're doing something totally different. Now you're being mean.
Yeah.
Now you're
Yeah.
talking about something like you have crossed into another realm where the open discourse is, because I've brought this up a few times recently, so I hate to do it, but when I was in a fraternity, dude, all it did was show me human nature in a very juvenile political situation, right? We bring people in, and all we are voting on, who's going to be, are we going to keep sober bros or not? Like, are we going to have drivers for parties? And even though it's like a silly topic like that,
Yeah.
you would have people so entrenched in their ideas. They would attach themselves to whatever position they initially
Let me do
took.
it.
And then when you attack that idea, like you attack, like somebody goes, I want to get rid of sober bros. And you go, no. We don't need to get rid of sober bros.
I want to enjoy my weekends.
Now they take it personally. Now they're taking it like you're attacking them. It's like, no, I'm just attacking this idea. And so people get further entrenched in their ideas just because they want to be right, not because they care to learn or understand. I just got to prove this point. I got to be right.
Yeah. I feel that. So, who came up with the name the Rethink Tank?
Oh, me. 100%.
You
want?
Okay.
I'm obsessed with think tanks.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the concept. I'm obsessed with, but that's why I really love Rethink Tank, because think tanks were first created corporately, through corporations by the Bush administration.
Ideas and ideas.
So, like, what sucks is think tanks have this like prestigious, like, ooh, this was created by a think tank. But think tanks were actually created initially by the Bush administration to manipulate the population. They would bring people into these think tanks and they would go, so how do you feel about, us raising taxes on people with that would do like green emissions. Like, let's say, if you went to like eco-friendly, would you be upset if we raise those taxes? People are like, yeah, what the hell?
Like,
what are you talking about? He goes,
and pull.
So what would you do if we told you, would you be pro a Green New Deal? And they go like, yeah, that. So they were able to just poll people to figure out how to manipulate them with words. And so the Rethink Tank is the antithesis to that. Yeah. We're not bringing you in as lab mice to like figure out how to beat you. If anything, I want you to beat me. Like, let's go in battle tested, and like, I don't want to keep marching on with ignorance. Like, prove me wrong, show me the way, show me the light,
out of it.
Let's get out of this together. Because, like, again, nobody's going to do this on their own. That's why they need to divide us up and pin us against each other, because the power is in the masses. If we can come together, that's where it's at, man. Yeah. Like, having a Discord, they want you to look at your neighbor as the other and hate them. Because if you two had a conversation and realized how much you have in common and how much you guys can accomplish together, not only would you have no purpose for the government, but you could easily make them your bitch.
And you could, it's so easy to form a little community within your community.
Boom.
By just not, but everything is politics.
Yes.
That's the next thing I want to get in with you. Like, no team. Why can't there be no team and just free flow thoughts?
Because
free,
the team,
independent.
So
thinking.
Let's get back to how a Nancy Pelosi, who by us gets paid $150,000, but yearly brings in like $9 million. The reason why there's teams is because that preserves them a job. That preserves them millions of dollars.
Alex, she write books.
No. You have Pocahontas, Warren. You got her getting
the
paid
bartender, bro.
She gets paid $750,000.
You saw that dress?
No, I didn't.
What was it? The Met Gala, when she was on the red carpet?
Gala? Are we talking about Asiago Cortez?
Yeah, the bartender. You saw that?
Oh, the bartender.
Bartender. Whiskey right now. Bartender, another one.
Bartender. I love it, dude.
Yeah,
like the rich, and she looks like a Chick-fil-A bag.
Right. And why are you there if you're trying to tax the rich? What kind of discussion y'all having? What is
Dude,
going on? Like,
I love how we get distracted by the $30,000 ticket it is to get there, or the stupid nonsensical dress.
Yeah.
But like, it totally distracts us from these self-righteous elites prancing around in their millions of dollars, while all of these stupid scumbag peasants who have to wait on them all have to wear masks. It's like, you vaccinated losers have to wear masks because you aren't as good as us.
And I want to go to a photo shoot, so no mask.
Right, I'm going to be on E! Magazine. Who the fuck are you?
Hell no. And they just... So, no teams. Okay. Why
No
can't we
teams.
get to no teams? Like,
You know
where...
what? Here's the problem. The problem is, you know what leads to no teams is more teams. So what we need to fight for is, we want 4 slots on that stage. We need 4 slots. You need an alt left, alt right, middle left, middle right. And and then we can start parsing from there. But we really run into an issue where, again, the Libertarian Party isn't real, folks. They are a psyop to distract us, to have a third option that is never taken serious and never actually brought in. So if we look at the last election, nobody even knows who the lady is that ran. She doesn't exist to anybody. She wasn't taken serious. Why? Because the last one, Gary Johnson, was frighteningly taken too seriously. And so the system will always do whatever it can to protect itself. And so when you have a Gary Johnson, we really need to look at how the dominoes fall. That's follow the money. The story always tells itself. And when you have a Gary Johnson who is constitutionally owed a position on that stage to debate Trump and Hillary at the same time, he is owed a position on that stage in front of everybody on the national debate at the point at which he can get a 15% support, which is really hard to do. Gary Johnson gets 16% support. And CNN, who does the next debate, goes, yeah, no, ain't happening. It's our channel. We're just not putting you on. So even when, we lean on a document that is
for the people,
extremely protective.
Yeah.
And yet we lean on it as such.
Yeah.
We lean on it as super protective. But even then, even where it protects us, the people we rely on to enforce on it for us, they don't when it benefits them. The system always protects itself.
Right. Okay. So you say stuff create more teams, right? So how can we what's your idea of common people actually creating their own communities? Just going community by community. Like getting away from big grocery and shit like that. Boom. How can people get to community?
This is going to be a really hard band-aid. Very difficult, but this is the band-aid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we as a population got screwed at the point at which the courts declared corporations as citizens. They can't vote, but they have the rights of citizens. That's insanity. But also, guess what? When a corporation commits a crime, none of the entities are liable. None of the people involved. The whole point of creating a corporation or an LLC or a partnership, the whole point is so if you're severally liable, you get to sever that liability. You are not liable. And so I think where this begins is we need to recognize, and again, this has been a theme in a lot of my content, like in my TikToks lately. Like I've really been kind of not intentionally. I just think naturally this is becoming more and more pertinent. But like the corporations are our government right now, and it's slowly becoming worsened where like they are quite literally the government and nobody's noticing. And so we need to take the representation and the democracy back to the people. The way to do that, and again, as I say, the fight is against corporations who are now deemed citizens. A problem with that is, well, the corporation can't vote. No, they can't vote. Well, guess what? To become a Joe Biden or to even or to become Tulsi Gabbard, you need a shitload of money. A shitload.
Yeah.
So guess what? Me or you, Ricky, we can
Yeah.
only give a single candidate $1,500.
But they
That's
can
the
give
maximum.
millions.
And they
can
give
host
unlimited.
parties to get more
super
money.
PAC can give unlimited.
A
So
super PAC hosts a party for more people to come and give more money.
So I ask you as the patron, the voting patron, whose vote may or may not be counted at this point, who knows? But I ask you as the patron, would you rather have these corporations be able to influence these, or how about this? If you're the candidate, would you rather concern yourself with a patron that can only give $1,500, or concern yourself with the problems of somebody that's giving you
millions,
ExxonMobil, money?
Cheers! You can have half of this company after you retire because you can't do it while you're on the books. So when you retire, we're gonna give you a tour around the country. You're not gonna speak about shit, but you can get a lot of money, But just go speak at your old alma maters and your preps and shit like that. Your hometown.
So
that's what happens.
Big fix, Ricky. The big fix is we strip the power away from the corporations by you no longer allow corporations to donate to campaigns. Now we force
fuck the system, bro.
Right. We force them to only get campaign funding from the people. Now, what
that's
we
like
do,
taking someone that's an addict off their drugs.
Somebody, and I don't care if they die from withdrawal. Somebody's got to rip it out of them.
Sacrifices, huh?
But what you do is you give every citizen like $100 voucher that is only good for a presidential campaign. So and now here's how it also benefits, because I'm a huge advocate of the Electoral College. It's only soy boys in California or Oregon that are sitting here going, we need to take away the Electoral College. And so the Electoral College is important, and it will benefit the Electoral College and the people crying about the problems with the Electoral College if we make these people on the campaign trail get their funding from the individual person. Now you can't just do an entire campaign focusing on the swing states, Ohio, Michigan, Florida. Now I gotta go fucking everywhere. I gotta go if I want to have the funding to do what I want to do. I gotta go to North Carolina. I gotta go to Delaware. I gotta go to New Hampshire. I gotta go to Vermont. And this forces these people to take all states equally serious and not focus on
more
swing
people.
States.
Yeah. And it opens more for more discussion of what's happening in the country.
Right.
Like you're gonna get to see shit up front.
Pretending like, am I gonna frack or am I not? Am I gonna frack? Or am I not? And then after you get all of Pennsylvania's votes, pull fracking from under them and go, oops.
No more fracking.
Joe Biden fracks, baby.
Fracks to me.
Get your Joe Biden fracks t-shirt at the Rethink Tank podcast website today.
Bam, bam. Link will be in the description. So, Alex, how you said earlier education is compromised. How's the educational system compromised?
The educational system is compromised because I go into orientation first day of grad school, which is supposed to be, where you walk out with a doctorate. It's supposed to be your highest level of education. And you walk in there and everybody emphasizes, we're the Socratic method. We're the Socratic method. They couldn't say it enough.
But question.
Yeah.
I'm not
say that again.
Spray on in the box. But what does satirical mean? What was the word you just said?
No. So the Socratic method is based off of Socrates, the philosopher. And there's a common theme here, people, that strikes a chord with me. You're emphasizing what speaks to my soul. This is what I want. The Socratic method, I think, is the best way of learning. It's a philosophical way of teaching, it's a school of thought. Like, there's different ways of teaching people. The Socratic method is one of them. And this one, it emphasizes learning through asking questions and debate. So it's supposed to encourage an environment where it encourages all different opinions. We could just throw things out, and that's what they want it to be. Now, pause in that. Contrast to what law school was supposed, or, what law school claimed to be. Philosophy courses at Miami were actually that. And that was the beauty in it. I'll never forget, I'm sitting in this class the one day, and there's this guy at the back of the class. And on the first day of class, they go, all right, say your name, your age, what course you're, what year you are, and something interesting about yourself. And, you go, I'm from Cleveland, and I like, football, whatever.
Football.
So this guy in the back, it gets through everybody. Guy in the back goes, my name's so-and-so, and I hate feminism. And, dude, the whole room just looking at this dude.
Who that guy?
And he's like, what's up? What about it? And
that
dude,
is
the beauty
ballsy.
of it is, like, this dude probably did it just to be, and he was a nerdy type, so he probably did it just to be special and be antagonistic. But the beauty of the class was you'd have a super Bible thumper in the same room as an atheist, and they would duke it out. They would have a debate and shake hands and walk out at the end of the class. Be like, it was a good fucking talk. So that's feelings. What I lived in, and I realized with all my friends in Miami that I had this golden, it was this beautiful oasis that no one else had. Like, they're going to business school, and it's just a guy at the front going, and this is economics, and and so I was very fortunate. And then I get thrown into law school, and they go, that's what this is, baby cakes. This Socratic method. This is it. This is the best. And so I'm excited. And then this is the highest level of education. Every person walking out of that door, they're going, you're better than everybody. Don't let anybody tell you different. And you've got these self-righteous, pompous clowns who have never had their ideas challenged. I mean, dude, it was so toxic. You would have people, the second, and now this is going to get political, and I don't want it to be that, because it makes me sound like someone I'm not. I'm going to leave it like this. I am a liberal. I don't care what anybody says. Philosophically, I don't care what you're fucking or what you're smoking next door. As long as it isn't affecting me and my property, I'm here for it. Let's live and let live. But the problem is, you've had a political party take a term, commandeer its representation and definition, and now they own it. So if you aren't this political party, then you can't be this philosophical term. And I just say that because my problem with law school was, if you weren't beating the Democrat drum, you were crucified. So you had half the room just silent.
My favorite quote by Sleepy
and half the room thinking they knew it all because their ideas were challenged. Grades were reflected based on it. I mean, dude, listen, I am an academic. I want to be liberated from my ignorances. I take on the objective of, I only get 3 electives in law school. I'm taking immigration because I no longer want to be ignorant to this issue. I want to take this so I know the law behind this very sophisticated conversation. You'd go, you'd read all the cases, you have to prepare for class, you'd show up to class, and you would just go, Trump is the worst person in the world, the wall is racist, and we got to just burn Republicans. And you're like, wait, are we going to talk about the case you made me read? It was 40 pages. And instead, so these people take their opportunity to just shove their agenda down the new generation's throat. And there's the kids that just spoon feed it. Like, I'm gobbling it up because I want to get the best grade.
Give you two sides. You're with the wall. You're with not a wall.
Here, actually,
limit your thinking.
I rambled on for too long. I want to highlight my answer to your question. How do I know, or what is my opinion of how the academic system is compromised? The problem is the people that are succeeding at the highest level, the A's of the class, because even our class, what made law school so toxic is you're competing for the A. The bottom 20% that fail, you're getting cut out. Like, the bottom 20% of the entire class get cut out every semester. So it's super competitive. Everybody's trying to chop each other down, all of that stuff. It's terrible. So when you look at the people with the A that are flying the highest, that are doing the best, they can't talk to a wall. They're socially inept.
Alex, time out. I never knew that. Sorry, I apologize.
No.
I never knew that about law school.
Oh, dude.
you get cut from the class,
Yeah,
from the
dude,
whole
every
trying to
semester.
be a
That's
lawyer.
what only induces more anxiety and pressure and hate. Is like everybody by the end of the semester is
Wow.
worried if they're going to get cut, and so you
So
had
it's
this
not about.
environment.
It's
You
not
had
where
this.
it gets. So sorry, it's not
No,
from. It's not about anymore about learning through
No,
ideas
yeah,
and
it has
debate.
nothing to do with that. So
Wow.
you would have kids that you'd be like, hey, I missed what he said. Is the test Friday or Monday? Monday. They'd tell you Monday, so you weren't ready for Friday and you got screwed. You got blindsided and you lost.
What?
So again, to
That's fucked up.
directly head your to directly
That's real
answer your
fucked up.
question,
Yeah.
the problem is the people getting the A's in the course, the people that are flying the highest in academia today, all it is, it's not teaching you how to think, it's teaching you what to think. This is
Yeah.
stormtrooper school. Who is the best stormtrooper? Who is the best
Just trying to get the
wormbook
clone.
drone? Not the person who can think on their own. Because here's the deal, man. Like, there's something about being 19, smoking a lot of joints, showing up to a class, and they're sitting there going like, it's equally as possible that there is a God that it is we're in a simulation. You're like, whoa, dude, my brain is blown.
Over my brain.
There was something about just like teaching you to think outside of a box that you didn't even realize you were living within.
Yeah. So, see, fuck, you be like, when I listen to your podcast, bro, I'd be having to listen to them twice over because I'd be like, damn, what did he say? Hold on, I gotta hear this. And that's what I do with Rogan's podcast as well, because I'm like, damn, this is a lot of information. Hold on, I gotta go over. I gotta pause it. Because I love being informed, bro. It's beauty of life. If you don't another thing, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. That's another key to live by. And with that, you gotta listen to people. You gotta just learn from anywhere and everywhere. From a fucking fly flying on one thing to the other. Why the fucking fly is flying from one thing? Maybe you're too high, but still, there's things into things, that you can learn. But so I love how you just explained all that to me, learning through ideas and debates and how education system is compromised. It was
dude,
very
Ricardo,
informative.
I want to pose to you a point that I made with a good friend of mine from law school, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. So I had this friend, Ashley. She was black. I
remember Ashley. She's on the podcast numerous times.
And we had
even with the freaking
break
background.
Yes. So she goes, we need to silence and censor all ignorance, like all racism, all da-da-da-da-da. And my point was, Ashley, we want to flush that out as much as possible. The whole point of the First Amendment is the free marketplace of ideas. The theory of our First Amendment is if we have an open forum where we allow all ideas, good and bad, they duke it out in an arena of ideas, and the theory is that the better ideas siphon to the top. Right. So my argument was, let's just say you have like a family and the dad is racist. And so every day we'll just pick, like Asians. He goes, Asian people are evil.
No. That's a lot of, that's hot right now.
Okay.
Jamaicans.
No.
I can take it.
Eskimos are evil. So he goes, Eskimos are evil. Eskimos are evil. And he's like, shit, Dad tells me Eskimos are evil. Eskimos must be evil because I love my dad. My dad knows best. Eskimos must be evil. Well, the whole point of this is to fight people from cornering themselves in their own echo chamber. Because the more you think the other is bad and I need a safer space and we need to silence people, you only nestle yourself into your own echo chamber. So let's say you got on your end, you could have liberal parents that have taught you everything that is good and right, and you're not misguided. But in a society where you have this dad that's telling the son that Eskimos are evil, well, what's worse? Living in a world where we silence that father, and the only place those ideas are heard, challenged, or even discussed are alone at home with dad who hates Eskimos. Or
You
Do
gotta
you
allow.
have? I
Yeah,
would rather live in a world
yeah.
where yes, the
You
dad
let
is
people
ignorant.
grow.
What-
Yeah, the dad is ignorant,
The
but
dad is
you
ignorant.
as an
The dad is
individual
wrong.
have.
But you want to live in a world where the son comes home, dad says Eskimos are evil, but then the son goes to a school and there's Eskimos that go to the school.
Exactly.
And he gets to talk to the
Exactly.
Eskimos and he learns like, wait, I met Bill. Bill's
Yeah.
not a bad guy.
Yup.
And then by exposure from the
Yeah.
way to beat bad speech is good, or bad ideas is good ideas, all ideas.
Exposure. You're
And
right.
so the whole thing is, I don't learn that dad's ideas are misguided, that dad's ideas are ignorant until I'm exposed to other ideas.
Yeah,
I'm
ideas.
exposed
Facts.
to Billy himself, the
Facts.
Eskimo at school. And so I just kind of push back on like, Ashley, this is so misguided because you're only going to push people deeper into their evil corners. When
Yep.
you silence
Facts.
Trump and clowns on Twitter, they go make a parlor. So guess what? Instead of having them convincing themselves that they're all right and they all got it figured out, maybe we have an open conversation on Twitter.
Open discourse.
And make them look like clowns. Like the only way to
Exactly.
make them
That's
confront their wrong is by making them look like
Just having an open discourse. Let
Boom.
people speak, and when they speak, you speak and get your feelings out of it, and facts will be facts.
facts.
Certain topics are a little like ticky tacky, little feelings may come in there, and but still you got to get back to the base of conversation or the root of whatever conversation you're having.
Facts.
So, all right, I got two more for you, bro. And before I jump on, like, based off what you're saying, right? Grew up in Jamaica, around nothing but a lot of dark skinned people. You have light skinned people. You have you have whiter Jamaicans and Jamaicans that's white like Irish,
Right.
white like a British, So, no, nothing intended to say British, but still, you have Chinese, a lot of Chinese in Jamaica where I grew up.
Really?
A lot of stores are owned by Chinese. There's a whole big thing. Yeah, bro. I need to come on the podcast. This is a podcast for you, bro. Chinese is America and Chinese and Jamaica is having a big little thing going on right now because China does a lot for Jamaica. Just like
you can't drop that nugget and not. You got my full intrigue,
bro. You got it, bro. I'm ready. You're gonna educate me, bro, because you're gonna drop a China. I know you're gonna drop a China episode. Yes,
they're gonna have to tune in because I'm
still waiting for the China episode where you drop like, where there's a lab and you keep blurping out boogeyman. It's the boogeyman. I'm waiting for it. But growing up in Jamaica, I see people of my complexion and everything, and then being dropped in suburbia, Ohio, of Brecksville, Broadview Heights.
Sure.
And my whole thinking was, I see people that come from America or foreign people. They're rich, everybody's this and that. Like, they don't really like us. We deal with them pleasant, but they just come here to spend their money and show us life. Flashy stuff. Move into Brecksville, Broadview Heights, pretty much. And it's a whole culture shock, bro. And if I was still in Jamaica, I would have that mindset of just being, I got to get my money when I see a white person, hustle, or be nice just to be nice, just to see what I can get. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so it opened my mind a lot. So just the way you're saying, you can't just limit your mind or thinking to what your home or what you was sheltered to be. You got to go out there. If I didn't know a lot of white people, I'd be thinking certain different ways or was a drop. We get it, people. But okay, so
it's just a shame it always leads to that. But the reminder we got to remember, like it is, we need to focus on the fact that it is that way. It always defaults to that because that's the only thing they have left to divide us. Before it used to be they had a different newspaper in every town. Like the person that was getting the Boston Gazette was getting something different from the New York Times.
Yes.
But then everybody got super connected and they were like, wait, your problems are the same as our fucking problems? Wait, what's going on over there in Dakota? And you're like, whoa, what?
Bro, but we still need that, bro.
but think
Like
about
local newspaper is so valuable just to know what's going on in just your city, your little town. It's so fucking valuable, bro. Because
and
you
now
actually
what do
like
we do
local.
when that valuable source has an agenda?
Mm.
And that agenda
Yeah,
is no longer just telling you what's up with the world.
you
It's predicting your reactions.
you only have CNN or Fox now. That's it.
Say that again?
That's all you have. You only have CNN or Fox. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't
Isn't
have
that
your
a
little
shame?
plain dealers or little town news, little guy on the beat, like trying to get the gossip all over town, actually giving you real facts, putting out, the effort, and people actually appreciating that. Nope, you just open your phone in the morning. Boop, Fox News. Boop, CNN. Boop, BBC. It's wild. But
Dude, I went and visited my buddy Andre in DC. He lives in DC.
oh, you told me
And
this. You share it.
every house, every home you went into, I mean, Andre's a popular motherfucker. And
Yeah.
so, like, every home we went into had, most of them were CNN, but they could have been Fox. Every single one just had the TV news on roll, just going all day. And I'm like, how does this not crack your sanity?
That's a lot of older people, bro, because a lot of older folks in Jamaica news. Once it hits 6
No,
o'clock
wait.
news.
Whoa. I want to cut you off just because.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
They were all our age. That was the most mind-boggling. But they live in DC, so like that's their life.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's
like
it.
it's a channel talking about their town all the day, all
Yeah,
day.
fact.
But you're like, this is sickly. Like this
But
isn't
you're
good.
good. So, do they even think about like they're getting their news filtered? Like, why y'all not hitting the beat and trying
Well,
to
how
get
about
y'all
this?
little blog and shit going out?
Did you know, like Google was there's something came out about Google that like our search results have become so snowflake-esque, as in like they are so particular to the individual that like for the most part we might all be getting a generally manipulated top like 5 results, that shuffle between, depending on where it's got you in the algorithm. The top 5 results will show you what you need or want, that confirms your bias. But then everything else that follows is so meticulously calculated to you that like almost nobody's getting the same search result.
AI is taking over, bro. AI is taking over.
So I only say that is
iRobot.
because it shows how everybody just needs and is trained to want only something that confirms their bias. So I just need something that so when you go like, how do you watch CNN and or Fox News and let it roll all day on your TV, knowing that it's biased and fucked?
Yep.
Why?
I don't do
all
that
I
shit.
know is it's reconfirming what I believe.
As
And
I
it's further
always say to
entrenching
you,
me in hating that other channel, the people that watch that other channel.
Fact. As I always say to you, and you always say to me, yo, I do watch Fox, I do watch CNN, but we also read other articles about the same shit, and we come to our own conclusion. Because
let's just say you're some super elite entity that might be dealing with something so convoluted that it may be making like, I don't know, gain of function research on viruses, let's say. And like, let's say, you're in this world where like, yeah, we made it illegal in the United States. So the way around it is we'll just go fund it and do it at this lab where, it is in the United States. When that stuff happens, do you want the people that just got infected with this like super deadly disease that killed all their grandmas? Do you want them coming looking at you? Or do you want them fighting each other? I mean, it's just so clear. And the fact that like we know that, like we know these people have no good intentions for us. Back to like what we started the conversation with. Like they aren't saying you can have this product because it's safe for you. They're telling you it's safe for you because it's advantageous for them. Whether that's
safe
either
enough.
getting paid off or it is actually safe for you.
Because a majority of stuff, like even shit like the deodorant, is safe enough, but it's still
it ain't gonna kill
compromising
you in one dose,
you.
and it ain't gonna kill you in 50. but it'll kill you in
Just
50 years.
yeah, yep. Sink little slices.
Boom.
What's the fucking saying? Like not one stab, but like million slices.
Yes,
like,
yes.
some-
Death by a million slices, or
Yeah,
like
see,
a
you're the
million
philosopher, bro. I ain't the philosopher. You're the fucking philosopher. So, okay, Alex, you said earlier you're a liberal, right? And I like to find myself saying I'm a liberal. I find myself, you know, like everyone can live their life and do what they want.
Right.
But people keep thinking I'm conservative. Oh, like even though I didn't vote it or anything, they be like, "Oh, you voted for Trump. Oh, you voted for Trump."
Wait.
Did.
They
And I just
need
let
you
them,
to be that, Ricky.
yes,
They need
bro.
that to be the case because
And
they
just
can't
let
live in
them
a
soak
world
in it.
where you aren't upon you. Again, back to what I was saying about the academic system.
Mhm.
They're looking at you like, and I don't know how familiar you are with like all these like Big Brother type storylines where like you have a Big Brother entity, whether it be a government, the man on the screen, and
Yeah.
there's the people that are like, oh, and the second you aren't the one going, oh, they look at you like, what are you doing? Bow, goddammit, bow.
That was an accident. I thought it was going to be the Minions. Oh
No, you know what it was? It was Happy Tree Friends. You ever watch that stuff?
No, I never watched it.
Dude, you never watched Happy Tree Friends? I guarantee there are people listening to this going, oh my God, dude.
Never.
It is like happy cartoons, but like all the characters get just hacked, like murdered, bloody, gory. Like play it. That's why the whole tone is like it's just all happy, and then it's like the Barney looking bear just gets its head cut off.
What the fuck? I gotta look that up after this.
Dude, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole. Happy Tree
I'm gonna
will get you.
So, do you have that same problem as
What's
when
that?
you said earlier you're liberal, but people keep thinking,
dude, they
you're
need
conservative.
me to be
Like,
conservative. Their existence needs me to be that. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
So I go to the Ohio State game, right? This was the first game against Oregon.
oh, go check
go to
this
the game.
episode on the Rethink Tank podcast.
Yes, I
you
did
shared
mention this. So do you want me to share the story?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
well, it's on you because I want to still go check
keep
it out.
Short.
All
So
right.
I go to the game, and I'm buddying up with this lady. And the anecdotal story was I walk up to her. She's got her water bottle on the seat, and I'm like, hey, she realizes it's my seat. And she's like, the seat's saved for my water bottle. And I was like, well, your water bottle better cheer loud. And she just geeked out. And she's like licking my face. She's touching me. That we're inches from each other. We sit next to each other. We watch. We're hanging out for 15 minutes, talking, chilling. 15 minutes. Then the game starts. 15 minutes into the game. Now the vaccine the Ohio State Medical School does its propaganda video. Go get your vaccine. You need your vaccine. Da 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 da. Well, I just go deadpan. I'm looking forward. I'm not even. And then the last like 30 seconds is just all the propaganda talking points. Just ugh. So I roll my eyes. This woman freaks out. She grabs her mask, throws on her sunglasses, tells her husband, he's an anti-vaxxer, throw your mask on. And all this, frantic. And it's like, to these people, they can't live in a world where, because nobody's free thinking. They can't comprehend somebody thinking for themselves. They're like, there's no world where somebody got the vaccine and they're not cheering. Yeah,
exactly.
Woo, my team.
That's the other thing. Like, I work in a liquor store, so like that's my second job. So people be coming and they're like, "Oh, I got vaccinated." I'm like, "You're good. I don't really. I have my mask on." Like, but all over the store it says, "Please wear your mask." Da da da. Oh, you got a mask, and then you have people that comes in trying to be ignorant about it. Oh, I'm vaccinated. I don't care. Like, just get what the fuck you want and get the fuck out. It's just that simple. You don't have to share to me about if you're vaccinated or not. Exactly. I don't care. If you just because it's store protocol, I'll give you a mask. Throw it away when you get out the store. I don't care. I'm vaccinated. I'm not gonna walk around to everyone I'm double vax. You feel me? I'm not gonna be like I'm double punctured out here, gang. I'm all right. wear your mask if you wanna. If you don't, if you don't, I'm gonna do me because
Ricky,
I have
that's
to
how
do
this
me.
is all. This is how we know it's all just a ploy. It's all propaganda because they can't afford. They can't afford somebody like you thinking like that. They can't afford a Ricky going, I'm vaccinated, so it doesn't matter. So what do? They got to convince you in some convoluted mental gymnastics way that you're the bad even guy. Though you're the good guy. Vaccine, what the fuck you're the reason the disease is mutating and we've got variants and all. But if you still have the vax, you still can pass it on. Right. So even though you got it, they got to convince you, Ricky, that even though you got it, it is being worsened for you and that you're still vulnerable because of people around you. You have no idea how healthy your mind is, the fact that hasn't gotten to you, that you haven't been defeated by that. Just know that I'm going to treat anyone the same. People treat me the same, vaccinated or anything. Like, I don't really matter. When we're in close proximity, I'm going to take my mask off. When I'm in a crowded area, I'm going to put my shit on. That's just me. It's what I do. Don't judge me. It's just like... And dude, Ricky, if I'm at a concert or the more crowded, the better, I'm going to have my mask off. And guess what, too, because I'm going to feel the vibe. Fucking go. Dude, I had COVID. It sucked. I wouldn't wish it on my enemy. It wasn't fun last November. But guess what? I never had it. Well, guess what? It isn't the fucking end of the world. I'm here. Just like, they crucified Joe Rogan for saying it. But at the end of the day, if you're some 27-year-old kid and you're healthy, guess what? That's probably better for you than some fucking government juice. So, again, and then the other thing is why I even took the vaccine. I was like, I done a lot of unsafer shit in my life. Right. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck do I have to do? Like, and when they overblow, like, oh, so many people died from the vaccine, but how many fucking people survived? Can you get the math straight here? I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't really hear much about people dying from it. I don't really. Oh man, they're on it here, bro. Like, 10 people died last week. From the vaccine? Or just side effects. They took the vaccine, they died. Holy shit. Or people just saying like, oh, they had the vaccine, but they still died. Okay, like, that's life crazy. Life happens. Like, if it's your time, it's your time. Like, you can't do nothing about it, vaccinated or not. Like, it's just what your destiny is. Just live your life for today and live the best for you. Find your purpose and go explore your purpose at all possibilities. Okay? Boom. Yo, and let people find their purpose. Just let them. Allow them. Allow people to change their minds. Allow people to grow. Tweet and host the Grammys. Come on, clowns. Facts. People are allowed to grow. Gunshots. We need that. We're tired of the bullshit. We're tired of it. Hey, yo, and this sound card I have is because Alex was like, yo, get a mixer. Get it. And I was like, bro. I asked him, like, well, Alex, what you got? This shit is fire. You good? And I was like, damn, I can't get a mixer. I don't know shit about mixer. I can learn, but let me get a little soundboard real quick. Boom. And I got this little soundboard, and it got a little, you hear all those little fucking sound bites you be hearing. Yeah, dude. It's great. It's great. But Alex, last one for the night. Boom. Cleveland Indians, man. What can we do to get back Chief Wahoo, the tribe? Can we even change the name to the tribe? Like, what can we do to save something? Exactly, bro. One city, one tribe. Like, that's a fire slogan. Well, here's what sucks about the Guardians. The Guardians are so clearly changing it as little as possible, that it's just enough for the angry internet mob to move on to their next target without, actually changing the culture too much. But what's hilarious, understand, Alex, if we'd have changed the name to the Guardians, if we won the championship like last year, regarding the championship, you feel me, and let that ride out. I think we ain't guarding shit. This whole thing is part of the systemic plan. To put my tinfoil hat on, like, it's all a connected fabric. So this is going to be backed by the MLB. This is going to be backed by the system, like the they. Yeah. So like, you're going to see magic. Let's put it like this: the Dolans have screwed fans for 40 years by being like, the cheapest clowns out there. Less than 40 years by a lot. But regardless, the whole time the Dolans have owned the Indians, it has been they are super, super, super cheap. So people go like, why aren't the Indians like the Yankees? Well, the MLB is the only sports league where there's no cap. So, like we can't compete with markets like New York or Boston or Chicago. So we've got these super, super cheap owners that for forever have hung out. We've just been just dry enough that we can't get off the ground. We got this great team. We just can't win a World Series. We can't steal the deal because they won't do it. And you're going to see they're going to do this huge flip because, again, we got the All-Star game for changing our name, for Chief Wahoo. That huge change, it was under the guise of Chief Wahoo, but we knew that now we know there was a greater plan altogether. But, like, it came to fruition because we got the All-Star game. We weren't supposed to host the All-Star game. We only hosted the All-Star game incidentally the next year because we just got rid of the logo Chief Wahoo. So, what you're going to see is you're going to see magic money that we've never had or have ever spent before. And they're going to pretend it's going to be under the guise of super committed, excited, hopeful owners trying to rebrand themselves. The reality in my heart is this is the system ensuring that this next stage of the plan solidifies. Because
put
here's
us in the best
deal.
possible chance
If this team flops, then people will stick to their heart. Because all the people here in Cleveland, in their heart of hearts, wants to go, fuck you. And I'm not watching baseball.
But they don't want to go against
because everybody suffers from FOMO. They know that the party's going to go on without them. That there's still going to be the Indians game that you love forever under a new name, and they're all still going to love it without you. And so the majority of these people are even though they don't want to, even though they don't support it, even though it's wrong to them, they are going to conform because that's just the human way. So to directly, hammer home your point. To me, I look at the Guardians of, I love Cleveland sports. The only reason I root for these teams and support these franchises is because of how much I love my town. But the problem is, if I support and cheer for or wear the gear of the Cleveland Guardians, that is saying that my lineage, my parents, my family, my friends, all of them are hateful racists, and everything we've enjoyed together in this American pastime has been rooted in hate. And I simply do not subscribe to that. I refuse to subscribe to that. And because no matter how fun an Indians game or a Guardians game could ever be, no matter how much fun and enjoyment I could get from continuing and just sucking it up, the fact of the matter is cheering for that team and supporting that team concedes that you and your lineage have rooted your fun and laughter in hate. Do you subscribe to that? So you know how you get it? At the end of the day, Ricky, we vote with our dollars and our views. And you know what's gonna look at why everybody hates Kyrie. Everybody hates Kyrie right now because he won't get the vaccine. And New York says you won't play home games if you don't get the vaccine. And that'll cost you $300,000 a game. He goes, fuck you. Shove $300,000 up your ass. I stand for something. And I hate Kyrie, that crazy flatterer.
I hate
but
how
at the end of the
he
day,
stand in your morals.
I am envious and jealous of the fact that somebody has the financial stability, because at the end of the day, when you talk about masks and everything else, the reason you wear your mask at work, the reason you get your shot, the reason you put your tail between your legs and succumb to their will is because you want security. You want to keep your job. You want to be able to continue till tomorrow. And I am envious and jealous and really excited and happy about the fact that there are people like Kyrie, and I'm jealous of them and their livelihood where they have the financial stability to make decisions, not because they have to, but because they want to. Fuck you. Take your 300 grand. I am skipping the game because I
thought I was the only one, brother. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, dude. Vote with your dollars. Vote with your views. Like, you know what brings Chief Wahoo back, or at least gets rid of this corporate bullshit team they're putting down your throat right now? Is that you don't show up. You don't buy their gear. If somebody's taking you there for free because their dumb dad got the season tickets again, you wear your Indian shit. That's how this happens. I saw someone in the liquor store. Dude, it comes back to like Indians Netflix. Hat. Everybody was all upset that Netflix had their show Cuties. Oh my God, they got the show Cuties. It's about little girls twerking. Yeah, guess what? Netflix doubled down and they were like, we support this. This is art. This is great. Then everybody tanked it. They disliked it. Nobody watched it. They tanked it. And Netflix had to put their tail between their legs and go, this was a bad idea. We shouldn't have done it. We don't support it. They had to disavow because we forced them. That's how you do this.
Yep. But you see the shit that even someone that's on the other side, even though we're not on the other side, we're, you know what I mean?
Right.
Even though they shit that want to be changed, when we unite as one front, no matter the color or the line, maybe because you can't see someone or there's no real political view behind it, and when you fucking do shit, you don't really see it real up front, other than like when shit is more everywhere blow up, you can unite. I don't know if that's the new front nowadays where we need to fucking get every shit like behind closed doors or something where we can actually like get together and fucking just say,
bro, we don't want it in closed doors.
No, but it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
We want it in the streets. We want it in the Times Square. We want it in at your dinner table. At the school couch. We want it everywhere.
We want it everywhere, but I don't mean like not closing the ideas, but like getting out of it. Look, I'm under too much split, but I want it everywhere. But there has to be a way to where we can all say stuff without being judged and then come together. If that makes sense.
Bro,
like your website, like there's a Discord. You see what I'm saying? Right. Where anyone can go in there and speak. And then you say, damn, we all should just be like unite and just meet up one time.
So Ricky, I want to close this on you real quick before we totally conclude here.
Yeah.
Something that's really hammered home with me. I was listening to Joe Rogan talk to the guy who produced the QAnon documentary on HBO. Yeah. And he really highlighted for me that one point that really stood through to me. You know, I've got the Neuro Gym on our website, like you indicated. Yeah. Like, it's just this open forum.
Yeah.
Well, again, it works for me because there's 30 people talking on it, right? Super easy to monitor. What do you do when you're a YouTube and, 1.5 million hours are being uploaded a day, right? Like, how do you siphon through that? How do you make sure that it isn't a SpongeBob clip with a little boy naked in between, right? Like, how do you do that? You've got algorithms that can read pictures well enough to get some of the pornography off. But like when they talked about the QAnon thing, they were talking about how it started on 4chan, then had to move to 8chan and all this stuff, and how
4 episodes.
Right, it was a great episode. I didn't think it would be. And
there's 4 of them on HBO. I got HBO Max for that reason as well.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So to see what was really cool was to see how what sank the movement and forced it to move to 8chan from 4chan was the fact that 4chan limits conversation more than 8chan because they have a major child porn problem. which 8chan also does, but they obviously just don't do as well of a job of policing it because they don't censor as much, and they don't get themselves as involved as 4chan, and 4chan is not involved compared to what we know as social media. So it's just so interesting to hear another perspective that concerns itself with, you can have an open forum, but if it becomes too open to too many people, nefarious and dark things can happen.
Will happen, yeah.
And how do you stop it? Like, the last thing you want to be is a platform that harbors child porn, right?
True.
And like, how
true.
do you combat that without algorithms that get ahead of it? But then you start using those algorithms to like, well, I don't want them talking positive about Republicans, or I don't want whatever that supports your agenda. It's slowly.
That's why we gotta
move
say
the
boogeyman when that's simple shit like that.
Yeah. No, even like, there's a social media called ThinkSpot that Jordan Peterson and people have been creating. And so I got well ahead of it, and I'm a beta creator with some of them at the beginning of this social media thing. And it's very rudimentary and still at its juvenile stages. And for the first time, I had this long, extensive comment of like on one of the videos. And the person's major complaint, this person wrote an essay, and their major complaint it was my video about, so go check out my So Here's Where I'm At series. That's what Ricky's been bringing up, the short 30-minute, 15-minute clips that I've been making. So here's where I'm at. The first one I made was Howard Stern takes jabs at Joe Rogan. So the comment this guy left me was...
Time out, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know that was happening.
What?
And then Howard Stern and Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah,
and you gave me all the web maps and everything. You popped out the hooks like, and then, yo, bruh. Fuego, bro. Gunshot. Fuego, bro.
Gunshot.
Fucks with that.
That shit hammers it home. I love your soundboard. Gunshot. So the comment, the piece of constructive criticism this guy left me was, he's like, I haven't listened to this content creator before, but I really don't like that he has to talk in euphemisms, and he doesn't talk directly. Like, say vaccine, say this, say that, and like, I don't know if this is purposefully done. If it is, then I'm sorry. Then I get it. But like, otherwise, like, I support free speech and da 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 da. And I had to respond. I'm like, dude, I'm with you. That's the whole purpose. I didn't say dude. Like, I was just...
I got you.
Like, the whole purpose of the Rethink Tank is the same. Like, I'm against this stuff, too. And so I say Vox instead of vaccine to emphasize 50 times in a 20-minute clip how I can't say a word because Big Brother is going to sink me because they need to control the narrative, and they can't allow other people to talk on it.
And
so
at least do another conversation, too.
Right. So I got to use a code word to tiptoe around this, so it isn't a big issue for you. And what's hilarious is I found a audience member who is eager to be involved, or is out there looking, and he was turned off by the fact that I was using these code words, and it's like, now how do I fucking win? Do I jump on the landmine?
No.
Or do I piss people off walking around it? Because at the end of the day, the whole purpose is to walk right on through, walk straight, and no matter what landmines, walk through impenetrably.
But the good thing is, bro, about your brain and your mindset, you know how to work around it, where majority will get it, but this one person is on the fence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then
that's a fair
he gonna come back and listen again and see, okay, I get the point. You can't say certain things, but even though that's the more you're playing certain games because you're a content creator. If you want to be free speech, my guy, you go to fucking do what you're saying, say whatever you want to say.
Even more directly at this guy, right? Like what's funny is those clips that I've been making have been getting out in the algorithms more than my podcast has. And so I've been exposed to new people. Now,
Yeah,
his was constructive, misguided, but
it's true.
constructive.
It's
But
true.
dude, being exposed to strangers now, like the cruelty you hear. Like this
Yeah.
guy wasn't cruel. There's some people where it's like, oh, you're living
Yeah.
a terrible life. Like whatever
Wow.
made you say that to a stranger. Okay. So I don't
Wow.
want to get it the lines blurred that like, oh, my feelings are hurt by this guy. I think that the point that
But
I'm
no,
drawing on
it was
is you got this
constructive.
guy who's turned off by the fact, like, I just want you to hear you say these words.
But
And yet
kinda,
the problem
Alex,
we
well, hold on.
face is
I want
I
to say
want to
this
say
too.
these words. Like, dude, I want to say vaccine
Yeah, that's
in a
what I was saying.
conversation. And the
The
fact that
problem
I
is,
can't should be more concerning than
yeah,
the vaccine itself.
that's true as well. But the thing also is, we don't know who this guy is.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
know
true.
how
He could
old
be a
this guy
Russian
is.
bot.
You
Like,
know,
who the
not
fuck knows?
even. But like, if you say it was he gave the longest, response, we don't know if he's new to like stuff like this and like what's going on, but he still shared his idea and you didn't take it personal. You know what I mean?
Right.
We just need to stop taking shit personal as a society. Not
And
everything
we
is
need
attacking.
to fight for our ability to say words like vaccine.
Yes.
To be able to say Fauci's lying.
Fact.
We
Yes.
caught him.
Fauci killed a lot of people during the AIDS epidemic. Oh, damn.
Dude, you know what's crazy, Ricky? I'm so happy and liberated that like this is your podcast. You got to worry about editing it. Like you got to worry about putting it out there
The
because
fucked up thing
like,
is I don't blur nothing out.
I know, and that's how it's gotta
Lazy
be.
slide in me. I don't blur anything. If they want to do what they want to do, they do what they want to do. I'm still just gonna keep doing because I enjoy it. I feel like this is my purpose, and I'm just pushing for my purpose at all costs, and I love it. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
That's what we need, man. That's what's gonna save us.
Because if I don't succeed at this, I'm still investing. I'm still working hard. I'm still gonna do what I gotta do.
Yes.
No matter what.
100%.
So it's hard, man. It's a hard world we live in nowadays, Alex. We gotta tiptoe around a lot of things and just want to be. Yeah.
Humans are resilient, and no matter how hard it is, we adapt. That's why we can get used to suffocating ourselves with a mask so easy, so fast. Because no matter what environment we're in, we're gonna make it work because we're resilient. So just love your neighbor and let's get through this together. Because you're not gonna beat it fighting each other. And
let's get ahead of shit. Because let's get ahead, meaning like let's join together ahead of time.
Boom.
Because if this COVID shit haven't said anything to y'all, like, come on. You gotta know your neighbor where you can go over there and be like, yo, I'm out of sugar today. Can you help me until I can go?
No.
Like,
No. I'm sorry, Ricky. We're
you're good, bro.
past the cup of sugar. You need to be able to go to your neighbor's house and go, hey, just so you know, there is a revolution going on and they're taking arms. Can we protect this neighborhood together? Awesome. That's what you need to be able to do. Because that's coming quick. Quicker than I think you realize.
Damn. You need to, when you're going to drop episodes like that to like tell me, because I need to be aware. Is all we're going to be hearing
all right. I'll make you aware of that.
That's all we're going to hear.
I'll make you aware of that, and then you on the same episode, you come on the Rethink Tank and you make me aware of the Chinese fighting us in Jamaica.
Bro, all right, we're gonna do it. I gotta come to Cleveland. That's gotta be an in-person.
Bro, please. I want you in that studio so bad. Only because you sat at that studio eating cheeseburgers with us, and it was a folding table. Now I got a custom-built desk and a studio.
Listen, I can't wait. Like, when people is slobbing over. I'm slobbing over this. Like, I just hope I get an invite to come back to the Rethink Tank podcast. It's fuego, bro. You put a lot of work in. It's great.
Get your
the elevation,
booty to
bro.
Get your booty to Cleveland.
Bro, I got back. Oh, I forgot to say it. I'm going to Jamaica in the end of the month.
Take me with you, dude.
Bro, I should have told you ahead of time when I got the ticket so you could have came.
Yo,
bro.
Ricky, take me to Jamaica sometime.
Whenever you're ready. If you can have the time off at the end of the month, I
went one time in my life. It's been the greatest experience of my life.
Alex, if you can take the end of the month off, spontaneous, just come to Jamaica. You don't have to worry about sport.
Wait, when?
Just the end of the month, October 30th. If you can, just
Dude,
look, don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. But
21 Pilots in Cleveland or in Columbus. I can't. I'm obsessed.
damn.
I'm gonna have to show them my vaccine card. They're gonna mandate vaccines the whole time. That's what it says, or masks the whole time. But you know that bitch is coming off.
Yeah. But damn, if you can come a day after. Look, Alex, I'm telling you.
Halloween in Jamaica.
Do it. No, we don't go out on Halloween in Jamaica because this is all you're gonna hear. We don't want those problems. we don't want them.
So wait, am I learning that that October 31st in Jamaica is the purge?
No, brother, no. But you know, we don't really celebrate Halloween in Jamaica.
We celebrate the
like,
purge.
There's certain communities, like, you know, close community that does that, but like we don't do it. But if you see someone in Jamaica in a mask, run. You want no problem. Alex, give a shout out to all your website where the people can find you and everything, brother.
Ricky, I appreciate a conversation as always, brother. And,
it's not over here. Where can the people find you,
guys?
Brother?
If find me and more conversations with Ricky on my podcast, the Rethink Tank podcast. You can find us on YouTube, the Rethink Tank podcast channel, or you can go to rethinktankpodcast.com to find all our content. Find me on Instagram or TikTok at Gergat57. That's my last name. So GRGAT 57. Check us out, and I'll make you laugh and I'll make you think. I appreciate you, Ricky.
Facts. Always. I forgot to say, this man is a fucking comedian. Okay? And you look, I'm not even going to say this until I see you in person, but I see what kind of comedy you grew up on, especially one of the person you post that passed away, unfortunately, recently.
Facts.
Bro, you are a fucking comedian. If you didn't go to law school, I'm pretty sure you'd be on stage picking up one-liners and getting there.
This life is a long one and a flowerful one. It's gonna be both.
I feel it.
It's gonna be both, and you're gonna be there with me, dude.
Let me know. Let me know.
Brothers for life.
I gotta pull up, brothers for life. I gotta pull up. But Alex, bro, it's been an honor. I really appreciate you coming on. It's always great to just hear your thoughts and hear how you think and how you see the world, because it opens my eyes to a lot. And I'm pretty sure it opens a lot of people. I appreciate that, brother, and thank you for coming on.
Much love to you as always,
so,
Ricky. This is always an honor and a pleasure.
Always, brother. So this is Right in the Middle, people, where we talk about nothing, something, and everything. Check it out on all platforms. Open your hearts, let us in. We'll be back next week, the week after. We'll be back, though. Alex, what's up, brother? It's been great.
Love you, man. Peace.
Peace.